Hey guys, number one Marmaduke fan here, and we're looking at The Babysitter's Club, Mary Ann's Bad Luck Mystery, because I bought all the graphic novels in Walmart. I want to know how to sell the little girls. All right, so I did not read The Babysitter's Club growing up, but my little sisters did. And I could have been a supervillain if I lived in the Babysitter's Club universe, because I remember teasing my sisters, the Babysitter's Club? Well, that sounds thrilling. Are they sitting them babies? Those babies aren't going to sit them themselves. Maybe I'd play William Tell's Overture on a boombox to make fun of my sisters for how thrilling it is. And then they'd yell, "Oh, you're so mean, Marm," and they'd throw the book at me, and I'd run away cackling with evil, joyous laughter. So, The Babysitter's Club, it's good. I'd give this to my niece. I'm going to keep this and give it to my niece when she's old enough. I see why it was a thing. The other thing I was thinking about while reading it is recently I saw a tweet thread on Lego's attempt to make Legos for girls and how they had a hard time making Legos for girls. And one of the takeaways was that girls tend to like properties that involve lots of girl characters with different personalities, so it's easier for them to see themselves in the world. And it was like a light clicked on, and I saw it everywhere the second I made that connection. So the Babysitter's Club is a crew of 12 and 13-year-old girls who they're all babysitters, and so they have a special club to share about their babysitting experiences, and they all have different personalities, right? What's really kind of neat about the construction of this is that Mary Ann is the protagonist, but we actually get a chance to get kind of a glimpse into all of the other girls' babysitting experiences. So if there's a central character, you get a feel for the other characters. If you're a girl and you had a favorite, your favorite would get her little moment in the sun. And it's also a really solid mystery story. Like, I found myself engaged in wanting to know what the solution to the mystery was. This is a better mystery story than that new Batman movie that was 2 hours of buildup for no cool resolution. But it's a mystery that's very down to earth and ordinary. It feels like the real experience of ordinary girls, but with just enough of that magic to make it feel special. So I was really impressed. So let's dive into it. So the main problem for the Babysitter's Club is there's a clique of mean girls who called them the Baby Club, and that's so mean. So Mary Ann, who's normally the shy one, she sort of stands up and calls out the two mean girls in the middle of the cafeteria, and all her friends think that's so cool. So for a girl, the worst thing in the world are the mean girls TM. Later, Mary Ann gets a chain letter saying, if you don't pass this letter on to 20 people, you will be cursed with bad luck. She says, "Oh no, that's just superstition, I think." And she throws away the letter. And then dun dun dun, she gets bad luck. I couldn't tell this from just this book. So we see a lot of her dad, and her dad's kind of like doing kind of like stay-at-home dad stuff. But we don't see her mom at all. And I didn't know if that was like a thing, like she's being raised by a single dad, or if that's just a like economic cost cutting. It's easier to draw one parent rather than two parents. But her dad does a lot of stay-at-home dad stuff, and I like that her dad is kind of the stabilizing influence in her life. So she starts catastrophizing over spilling the drink on her dress, and he's the one who kind of like calms her down and just tells her to go get cleaned up, and everything's going to be okay. But then more silly bad luck things happen, and then this is an example of Beth, who I guess her personality is she's really laid back. She's the quiet one. So something's stewing in her mind, but we're not sure what. So she has her little babysitter experience, and she also has a lot of bad luck. So they start to conclude that all of us must have been cursed by the bad luck of the chain letter. And then she gets a creepy ransom note letter in the mail ordering her to wear this bad luck charm or else. So because these are kids, they are not thinking logically about their situation, which is where the comedy is coming from. So to me as an adult, this is the gigantic red flag where I thought, oh man, what's going to happen to these girls? But to them, this is of equal importance to them as the goofy chain letter. So what's neat is the mystery is built partially on these kids having a limited understanding of the world. So not knowing what to do, Mary Beth decides she has to wear the bad luck charm. And the girls, wondering who may have cursed them with this bad luck, immediately resort to witchcraft. Because they're teenage girls, and that's just what teenage girls do. If I don't understand something, the answer must lie in the occult. All right, so this is such a girly book. I love it. Hopping ahead a bit, so Jessie. Jessie also has a little chapter where she has a babysitting experience, and she experiences the bad luck. But then she calms herself down, and she kind of gets a chance to talk to the little boy she's babysitting about how, you don't have to be scared of ghosts. Look, I have a children's book about a friendly ghost, and he's so cute. So Jessie does something that's kind of cool and motherly to help a little boy overcome his crippling fear of ghosts, right? So I really love this page because what the Babysitters Club is, kind of the genius of it, is it's taking a real girlhood experience and it's identifying what's important about that. So to a girl who's about 12 or 13 years old, being asked to be a babysitter is a coming of age responsibility. You're old enough and you're responsible enough to watch a little kid and make sure that everything in the house is okay. We're going to give you a maternal responsibility. So Jessie rises to the occasion and kind of does like a cool big sister, cool mom thing. You get why being babysitters are important to these kids. Casey, I think that's her name, right? Casey or Katie Lee, what's the tomboy? Christy's the tomboy. And I like the little detail that she sits in a director's chair because she's the boss, right? So she kind of has the role of motivating the girls, keeping them all together. She's definitely like the coach of the group, but she hasn't solved the mystery either. So part of the irony is she's very gung-ho and very willing to like come up with a plan, but since none of them have seen through the mystery, they don't come up with very good plans right off the bat. So they're still catastrophizing about what the notes could mean. And Mary Beth goes to a school dance with her first little boyfriend. Apparently there's a whole nother book about how these two get together. So again, I like the dance because it's underscoring the main themes. So Mary Beth has always kind of been a shy person. She used to not be the kind of person who would go to the dance. Now she's the kind of person who will go to the dance. They sort of show the two of them having their cute little dance together, right? So they're in silly cat costumes to remind you that they're still kids, but she's really getting to experience something like a healthy relationship with her first boyfriend. So she's simultaneously a kid and she's simultaneously becoming the young woman she's going to be for the rest of her life, right? So it's really cool. This page, it's like these 3 panels are every teenage girl story ever. They look at the 2 mean girls and they think, man, they're so stuck up. Why do they hate us? And then she says, well, I thought they hated us because they thought we were stuck up and we hated them. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Girls and their cliques, am I right? So what's neat is it's kind of lampshading that this is like the plot of every teenage girl story ever, and they're kind of lampshading it, but it's actually important. So we're being given Chekhov's gun here. The relationship, these two may or may not have something to do with all of the evil doings. Spoiler alert. And there's also like the classic, the mean girl says like a petty, mean little thing that crushes her spirit, but she endures because she's become a stronger person. Thanks to the influence of the Babysitters Club, she can endure those mean words. So they get back home and she's got another creepy note telling her in the Babysitters Club to come to the spooky graveyard on Halloween at midnight. So she talks to her dad, and I actually thought that it didn't go the direction I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to go to the direction that she tells her dad, and her dad gets immediately nervous about these mystery notes, and he solves the mystery. I was kind of surprised because I thought, yeah, you should tell your dad about something like that, but that's not the angle they went. So she kind of tells her dad part of the truth. She tells her dad that she got this necklace, and she thinks it's bad luck. But she's afraid to get rid of it. And her dad tells her, no, that's not a charm. It's a mustard seed. And the mustard seed is a symbol of faith. Now, what's really cool about this is it is not mentioning Jesus, but the reason the mustard seed is a symbol of faith is because of the parable of Jesus. So this thing that she thought was a occultic charm was actually a Christian symbol. And when she understands that it's a symbol of faith, it's kind of like her fear of it being a bad luck charm that's cursing her instantly disappears, and she starts thinking logically. Wait a minute, she wonders, why did the mean girl Cookie or whatever say it was a bad luck charm if we never told her it was a bad luck charm? Dun, 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 she must have been the one to send it in the mail. The mystery solved, right? So, Yeah. Hey, kids, if you think you're getting cursed with bad luck, witchcraft isn't the answer. Jesus is the answer. I dig it. That's what this is. That's why I'm giving it to my niece. So Christy gathers the group together so they can go prank the girls who want to go prank them at the graveyard. They sneak up on the mean girls and say boo and freak them out. And then her boyfriend comes and says, you know, you girls are mean, and even if you had pranked Mary Beth in front of me and made her scared, that wouldn't make me leave her because she's my good girl. Just blushes, right? So it's very believably like 13-year-olds having their first little crush on each other. Like, it's still saying the word boyfriend and girlfriend is awkward to them. Evil is defeated. They have conflict resolution where she apologizes for calling them out in front of the whole school and says, you know, next time let's solve it with words rather than with stupid pranks. So the girls overcome the evil clique with good, and they celebrate at home with a slumber party. And then the last little hook is, well, wait a second. I guess the mean girls didn't send the chain letter, so that may have been disconnected. Maybe the bad luck was real. But then Mary Beth decides she's going to keep the necklace as her little symbol of faith and her symbol that she's not going to worry about bad luck anymore, right? So the entire plot is centered around girls catastrophizing and worrying about getting bad luck and superstition. And then solving the mystery, resolving it, and learning that faith is the answer to their these little fears that they have. Excellent. That's a real mystery plot resolution. What a great book. It's so well constructed. It's so simple. So this is just like, there's a lot of people in my circle talking about like the business side of comics and the scholastic market and how do you get into Walmart. Well, this is definitely appealing to its target audience. All of like the little girly stuff I mentioned that speaks to the target audience, and the mystery aspect of the novel is correctly constructed as a cool little mystery. I wanted to know who is sending these girls creepy ransom notes in the mail, right? So it's effective. Very good little work of children's literature. I want to get more of these. They're great. I was wrong. 10-year-old me was wrong. The Babysitters Club is indeed high stakes drama. You got to go get it. I love you guys. Catch you later.